Glad to say we're back, people. Welcome back to Truific Podcast. I'm your host, Britt, and we are back. I don't have a green screen, as you can tell. Kind of a floating head, but we'll talk about that later. Um, yeah, this first case that we're gonna be covering a few cases in this one, and they're all going to be Rocky Mountain based. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Hey guys, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be back. Okay, been a minute, but I'm so freaking pumped. We've had a few things happen. Um, I started a clothing line, so that is out and available now if you want to go check it out. It is called psychodeluxeclothing.com. You can go, we have insane, crazy hoodies. We've got our dime bag hoodie out right now that's really, really amazing. Um, and then we have a ton more coming out on the line as well. But with the pieces that we have out now, they're they're you know, they're gonna be out for a minute. So go swoop, but they won't be there forever, so don't wait too long to swoop. All right, so exciting announcement out of the way. How have you guys been? Good? Yes. Awesome. Okay, well, so have I, to a degree. Um, to a degree. I got a new job, which is exciting, so that's a plus. Um, but today I wanted to I fell down a rabbit hole again on Reddit. Hello. Colorado, if you guys don't know, is located in the western United States, and we are known basically for outdoorsy ass people. We have a ton of people that come out here. They like to hike, go in the mountains. We have sand dunes. You can go in the sand dunes. We got deserts. You can go in the desert. We have beaches. You can go to the beach. Granted, they're all man-made. No ocean is connected to Colorado whatsoever, nor will, yeah, no, not a thing. Not gonna happen anytime soon. So don't keep your fingers crossed for that. But people come here to see the views of the mountains and the terrain, and just the views are beautiful, breathtaking here. But with a ton of people coming in and out, there are also a lot of scary things that can happen, especially in a place like Colorado. And I think I've come to the conclusion, myself at least, my own opinion is maybe Colorado has so many cold cases because of the wide array of the way that things are set up geographically. Everything has really, really good place. So, but here are a few of Colorado's cold cases that are still super duper cold. On February 19th, 1997, three hunters went out and just walking around, doing their thing with their dog. And when you're hunting, you don't really want to find anything other than animal remains, right? Well, unfortunately, the universe had other plans for these guys that day. So, these hunters go out and they're hunting for mountain lions, which is pretty common in the time because mountain lions here are insane and they're scary as shit. I don't know why. I'd never seen a mountain lion until probably 4 years ago. And no. No. Just no. All of it. So they went out to go hunting for these mountain lions and they found a body. And this was the body of a man by the name of James Dean Alderton. Now, by the time he was found, Alderton had been there for a while. He was a skeleton, like just straight up skeletal remains by the time that these hunters had gotten to them. But regardless of how decomposed his body already was and how, like, a lot of the time it's hard to tell if there were other instances where something may lead to being a different cause of death, like if there's bruising around the neck or, you know, a bullet hole through flesh or through the skull or whatever. Well, turns out that's exactly what they found. They found a bullet hole. And so they deemed this a homicide. Now, they basically don't know who did it, but they do know he was found about 4/10 of a mile up Gilson Gulch, north of Idaho Springs. So he was found in pretty off the Rockies. Now, on February 5th, 1984, Keith Robert Anderson lived in Grand County, Colorado. On this day, he went outside to put his horse away like he usually did, as he owned a ranch with, you know, little cowboy going and doing his cowhand things, and I guess he ended up getting in some trouble because he ended up never coming back. He went out to go and bring his horse into the stables, leave them there. He, oddly enough, went missing, and his truck was still running at the scene, and it had his dog in the back of it. So it's not like he was planning on, you know, going on a fucking 5-mile hike and then returning. Not only that, but they also found blood spatter of his in his barn. Now, granted, accidents do happen, but he still hasn't been found. Now, after his disappearance, though, weirdly, people claim to have heard multiple gunshots at the time of the incident, supposedly, in the exact same area. So, there most definitely is foul play suspected here, but still no answers. On June 27, 1981, 25-year-old was reported missing from Castle Rock, Colorado. Her name was Cynthia Atterbury, and she was thought to have been with a man by the name of Oscar Joseph McNear. And McNear was her boyfriend. Now, McNear and herself were originally from Springfield, Illinois. Springfield, Illinois. And so they had just decided to move to Colorado in May of 1981. And so a month prior to their, I guess, being reported missing, they moved here and ended up missing. So they moved here, and after they moved here, apparently the Colorado Police Department said that their families genuinely just never heard from them again. And investigators believe that they got into an argument potentially from people in Springfield on their way over, like getting their stuff over to Colorado for the move. and that they may have potentially gotten shot as like reparation for what happened. I guess maybe spitting off too much, heat in the moment, gunfire. It just it didn't make sense why nobody could find them and nobody had heard from them. And there were also tips of the case that their bodies had been placed in. And this is just weird to me why they haven't. I mean, they've looked, but I feel like you can look more. So, anywho, there are tips now that claim that their bodies can be found in 55-gallon drums on one of the suspects' properties among the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. And this is about half a mile south of South Platte, Colorado. Now, they did, as I said, search this, and they didn't find anything. They didn't find any bodies in drums or anything like that. But I feel like we have more advanced. Colorado, on December 20th, 1997, on the morning of December, 19-year-old, I kill this every time I try to say it. Michael Avila, and I don't know why Avila is so hard for me to say, but it is, and it's probably not even the way that it's pronounced correctly, and I apologize for that. But on December 20th, 1997, Michael Avila was hanging out with his brother and some of his friends, and he wanted to, at the time, they still had payphones and shit, so he wanted to go to the payphone at the nearest 7-Eleven and give his girlfriend or fiance at the time a call. And he was really big into kickboxing. He was big into, taking care of himself. And Avila was a kickboxer and karate competitor, but he was going through a weak point at this point of this incident occurring. Now, Avila ended up getting, I guess, a diagnosis with testicular cancer, and that is so unfortunate at somebody his age. But that took a huge toll on his kickboxing and karate career that he had going on. And he also had an irritated red eye after something from his dad's shop that he was working on fell in and irritated his eyes. So, Michael asked his brother, hey, can you go and take me to the 7-Eleven? I want to call my girlfriend, see what's up with her, hit her up, see what's going on. And he was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. They're at her up, so no problem. So the two brothers go in the car, they go to the 7-Eleven, and he gets on the phone with his girlfriend, and then all of a sudden, girlfriend starts hearing taunting in the background. And this group of people approach Michael and target in on him immediately. And it goes from taunting very, very quickly to straight up brutally attacking. I'm talking kicking, punching. He was beaten, and she was hearing every second of it. So, this is unfortunate that this happened at the time that it did, because Michael, I feel like, would have been able to defend himself had it had not been the timing that it was. Plus, I don't know entirely how many people there were. It just says in every article that I've seen, a gang of individuals were focusing in on him. But either way, witnesses called the police, and Avila was brought to the hospital but sadly, he died from his injuries. And this was at a 7-Eleven near the intersection of West Colfax Avenue and Perry Street. And they still don't know any of the people that had anything to do with this. I can't necessarily find too much on the case itself, period, publicly. I'm assuming that's because they are working on it, I would hope. But either way, I really want to dig more into this one because it is so confusing and just out of left field for somebody to do something like that just randomly. So, yeah. But hey, Colfax is crazy, and leave it to people in Colfax to snap over nothing. Anywho, these are just a few of the cold crime cases, and I do want to do a few more of these episodes just because I myself think it's insane the level of cold cases that Colorado does have. So let me know some cold cases you guys have heard in the comments, and I'll check them out. I might cover a few of them. And other than that, I believe that's all I have to cover today. I appreciate you guys very much for listening. Every time I upload, I'm just like, can it be even worth it to talk about? And might just be a few of you, but you make it worth it, and I appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to know every upload. I will be uploading, promising one time a week, every week, because my schedule right now is crazy. So, and that is one of the reasons. Alright guys, have a good night, and I'll catch you later.